Hi there. Welcome to Bakins Garage. This is where I will be talking about things to do with racing, motorsport, and sims. Um, I've been having a lot of fun in 2021 with my sim racing setup. I don't have anything too epic. I know you can spend a lot of money on these things, and I've been having some pretty good experiences with what I've got, so I just wanted to share some of those experiences. The other main thing about sim racing that's really um, been awesome for me is it's allowed me to take motorsport to an extra dimension. So what I've been doing is, as each motorsport event comes up on the F1 calendar, the Supercars calendar, or the World GT calendar, I get very interested in understanding the track, the cars, and everything else that goes around that with that event. So I quite often find myself downloading DLC content for specifically for those events. This example is for the last weekend's F1 GP in Portugal. I found myself primarily in rFactor 2 because it has a really great version of Algarve Motorsports Park, which I found online. Well, it's part of the content section in rFactor 2. Also, they've got some skins for the F1 car, and although I think the skins are from last year, the 2020 season, but they're absolutely epic. The third-party developers of both the track and the cars have just done an amazing job. They've got just it's incredible to even have access to this stuff. It's very, very cool. So that's what I'm sort of going to be up to. My setup's pretty basic, so I've got a G920 setup, which is the entry level. I've got an old PC with a 1080 Ti card. I've overclocked it, and it runs everything. And I've got an old Kogan 55-inch TV strapped to the wall. I can run everything at 4K on that. And all of the settings are turned up high. It's only 60 hertz, so I'm only needing about 60 frames per second. So the 1080 Ti seems to be able to render all that without too much hassle. If I'm doing like rain at night and there's all the reflections are needed and all that kind of stuff, it tends to stutter a bit. But for the majority of the stuff, I'm finding that I can get around the tracks pretty good. What I'm going to be doing here today is I've taken some footage of a lap that Valtteri Bottas did in yesterday's Grand Prix. So they decided, when they knew he couldn't catch Lewis, he was going to go for the extra point for the fastest lap. So they pulled him into the pits on the last lap, or the second to last lap, and stuck a set of softs on and sent him out to see if he could set the fastest lap, which he did, and then till Max Verstappen and Red Bull also pulled the same stunt after they saw him do it, and Max actually took it out in the last lap. But I got some onboard footage from that lap from Valtteri. So I'm going to get the same track, Valtteri's car. I'm going to see if I can set around about the same time. I'm pretty sure it was about a 118. I know that I can do a 118, but we can certainly have a crack at that. yeah, so I'm a bit of a motorsport enthusiast. As you can see, I've got an E46 M3. You can see it in the background. I spend a fair bit of time at Eastern Creek, or Sydney Motorsport Park as it's known. There is also a reasonable rendering of that in rFactor too. It's not perfect. If there's any developers out there that are pretty keen on getting Australia's other best track other than Mount Panorama or Adelaide, seem to be the two most common. But there's some reasonable renderings of Eastern Creek and also Phillip Island. Both Phillip Island and Eastern Creek could use a serious engineering development team to get to them. I'd love to see some great versions of those. All right, so here we are. Let's get set up. So I've got a 15-lap practice session, so I'm just going to need a bit more fuel. And what we're going to try and do is, again, we're going to try and set a similar time to Valtteri Bottas, and then we're going to put some footage that I took and see how the onboards look for both of those, for both of the versions. All right, let's have a go. All right, one thing you'll notice, I'm a pretty rubbish driver. I've been playing Sims for a few months now, and it is a reasonably difficult thing to do. To get even remotely good is hard. To get remotely good and consistent is harder.
All clear, push now.
Because the accuracy of everything from tyre models, how tyres heat up, brakes heat up. So when brakes are cold, it's very, very hard to stop, and when tyres are cold, it's hard to turn in and all those kind of stuff. And as things evolve, it gets easier. So as you can see, this track is just beautifully rendered. Like the undulations, they call it the roller coaster. The blind hills like this, just the signage, and the force feedback. You can feel even the ripple strips. You can feel that. The lighting and just shadows, and you see this stuff in different weather. Right, so here we go, into the last turn. I'll give you guys a bit of a tour of the track and then we'll have a crack. Right, so DRS zone, down the main straight, 8th gear, across the start finish. So fast corner, turn 1, 6th gear, hard down to 3rd, turn in, over the hill, 4th gear, 5th gear, on the ripples, 6th, 7th, hard on the brakes, back to 3rd, turn in, don't spin the car, 6th gear, little around the hill, and back to 4th, hard over the blind hill, 7th, this is the hardest corner, and then this side, and do this.
Sector 2 time is quick.
Here, and then we're into the last high speed corner. Oh, I've messed that up. Alright. Let's see if we can set a 118 something. It's a 119.2, so I need to shave a few off that.
Sector 1 time is good.
Good. Oh, a bit of traffic with that RC.
Has a bit of wet.
He's going to mess it up for us. 7.6. Should get it. Alright, there's a 118.6, so that should be fairly close to Algarve Motorsports this time. Right, so we're just going to replay the 118. And this is the 118. Yeah, this is definitely the 118. We definitely did set the better time here. So yeah, as we go through, yeah, not too much of a lift, carrying more speed, fourth gear, harden the brakes. Here we go, over the hill. Good tuck. Back to fourth. Kept it nice, yep, nice use all the road, down through, up to 6, back to 3rd, worried about things that cost us a little bit of time, and there we probably lucky we ran wide there, otherwise would have been in the back bit. This is working really well. Alright. I reckon this bit of footage here is going to work great with our side-by-side. This is definitely the 118. We definitely did set the better time here. Yeah, as we go through, yeah, not too much of a lift, carrying more speed, fourth gear, harden the brakes. Here we go, over the hill. Good tuck. Right, so I'll edit all this and hopefully we can get a bit of a visual of what Portugal looks like in real life versus the sim. Hopefully the quality of the video is acceptable. I'm not 100% sure how it'll turn out with the gear that I've got, but hopefully somebody can find it useful. I'll put a bunch of links down below just in relation to the content and different bits and pieces, but I've been having heaps of fun racing Portugal using rFactor 2 and this DLC track, the Autódromo International de Algarve. Fantastic track to drive. I've just been absolutely loving it. Thanks very much for watching. Talk to you soon.